The postseason is upon us for cross country. Hi, everybody. I'm voice of the bus, Mark Johnson. Coach Mark Wetmore from the cross country team, coming off a first place finish on the women's side, including Danny Jones winning the individual title and a second place finish for the men. Congratulations last week up in Oregon. Kind of recap it for us.
Thank you. Oregon hosted. They're both real good teams. We knew they would set the course up to their advantage. We felt it would still match our talent package pretty well for most of our athletes. So I thought the athletes handled it well. I can't think of anybody who had a terrible race and quite a few good races. I do my best to not be effusive in praise and enthusiasm to keep their keels even, but the honest truth is they ran really well. We did. The men and women ran really well.
Danny Jones ends up winning the women's title. She finished third a year ago. Obviously ran a very good race and had a very strong finish to that race.
Well, the longer you leave the race with Danny in it, the more it comes to her favor. She's primarily a 1,500-meter runner. As I said, Oregon designed the course to be flat and fast, so she was there with 400 or 500 meters to go, and that's bad news for the opponents.
Yeah, well, congratulations to her. And by the way, she was named the Pac12 Women's Cross Country Athlete of the Year. You were named the Women's Coach of the Year as well. So congratulations for that. Talk a little bit about the men, though. I know there are great expectations every year. Buffs had won every Pac12 championship. So how do you view the second place finish? And then Joe Klecker finishing second, or taking the second place finish.
Yeah, 6 years in a row. I guess it was bound to end eventually. I'd rather it wasn't this time, but it was really close. The men finished second, but with fewer points than the women won with. Klecker getting second in a very good conference, very close behind a runner who's considered to be one of the best in the whole country, the Fisher guy from Stanford. Coach Burrows reminded me that a first, and a second is our best overall finish ever at the Pac-12.
I was surprised to find out that Klecker's second-place finish was the highest a Colorado man has finished in the Pac-12 championship. Is it not odd that maybe the team that wins the championship doesn't have the individual winner?
Well, I hadn't heard of that until now. So between you and Burrows, I'm learning things every day. Yeah. No, you don't need to have the winner to win the meet. You need to have a great fifth runner. And that's probably where Stanford beat us, is back around fourth and fifth, or at least in the middle of the race rather than up at the front end.
Okay, so now we're getting ready for the regionals in Logan, Utah this week. Give us a thought or two about that event, men and women, and maybe the course you're going to be running.
Around the country, 2 weekends from now, there are 9 NCAA regions. The top 2 from each of those regions advance to the NCAA. Then there's a handful more teams that get invited on a kind of a bubble basis. But we need to be in the top 2 or 3 to advance in the mountain region in, as you said, Logan, Utah. Most teams are trying to get through this as easily as possible. We happen to be in the toughest region in the country. The Brigham Young men and the NAU men are ranked number 1 and 2. So we can't have the weekend off, but everybody will still be running pretty conservatively. If you were to zoom in on the men's race at about 4 miles, you'd see about 100 guys running along talking. So, this is an exercise in expending the least energy possible, because 8 days later, you got to go to the well. So.
Well, it's going to be challenging. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that's head coach Mark Wetmore as we get ready for the cross-country regionals in Logan, Utah.